Good afternoon, everyone. So, now let us start the topic how there is transportation of substances in different organisms. First of all, let me take the example of sponges, hydra. Okay, like we have discussed in human being, we are having heart, blood vessels, blood. That is a proper circulatory system. But if I talk about these kind of simple organisms, then in their body they are not having any circulatory fluid like blood. So they are not having blood. Clear? So then how the process of circulation is going on in their body? It is with the help of a fluid, and that fluid is water. Okay, sponges, hydra, they used to live in the water only. So what happens? The water enters in their body from the outside. Suppose here a sponge is there. Okay, from the outside it lives in the water only, so obviously it will be surrounded by the water. So what will happen? From the outside the water will enter in its body, and obviously the water will bring nutrients, oxygen, everything that is required by this sponge. Okay, so the water will come in the body of the sponge. It will bring oxygen, it will bring food, or I can say nutrients. Okay, now that oxygen, nutrients will be taken by the sponge. Now in the same water, the sponge will give CO2, waste products, and the water again will leave the body. On the surface of the body of the sponge, pores are present. Small holes are present. Via those pores, the water enters and the water leaves. Okay, when the water is coming, it is bringing the nutrients, oxygen, and when it is leaving, it is taking away CO2, waste materials. Clear? Now, if I talk about the process of circulation or how there is transportation of substances in case of plants. So for the purpose of transportation, plants are having a particular tissue, and that tissue is vascular tissue. Okay, so vascular tissue is a tissue that helps in the transportation of substances in plants. Now what is a tissue? A tissue is a group of cells that perform a specialized function. Okay, a tissue is a group of cells that performs a specialized function. So in case of plants, a group of cells that perform the function of transportation of substances, that tissue is named as vascular tissue. Clear? Now, this vascular tissue is of two types: xylem, phloem. Clear? Xylem helps in the transportation of water and minerals, while if I talk about the phloem, then phloem helps in the transportation of food. Clear? Xylem helps in the transportation of water and minerals. Phloem helps in the transportation of food. So now let me make a plant body. Suppose here is the level of the soil. Soil particles are there. Okay. There will be stem of the plant above the level of the soil. Then there are roots. This is the basic structure of the plant body. Then there are branches. And on the branches leaves are present, right? Like here. On the branches leaves are present. Now, in the soil, in between the particles of the soil, you know that water is present. Clear? Now, roots, this you have learned in your earlier classes, that roots help in the absorption of water. So firstly, what will happen? The roots are having root here. Okay, the roots are having root here. These root here, they increases the surface area for the absorption purpose. You have learned that roots are going to absorb the water. The roots are going to absorb the water from the soil, and roots are having root here. These root here increases the absorption. Clear? So via root here, the water will be absorbed by the soil. the water will be absorbed by the roots. Now the water is there. Now this water will be transported to the different parts of the plant. Obviously, just think, roots are absorbing the water, but this water is required by each and every part of the plant. Let me give you the example of leaves. You know that leaves are going to make the food by the process of photosynthesis, and the process of photosynthesis needs water. So this water that has been absorbed by the root hair of the roots, this water must reach to the leaves. So obviously there is a need of transportation. So in the stem, this is the stem, okay, pipe-like vessels are present. Pipe-like vessels are present that runs through the entire plant body. These pipe-like vessels are present in the stem, branches, then leaves. Okay, these pipe-like vessels, they help in the transportation of water and minerals, and these pipe-like vessels are known as xylem. So am I clear? How there is transportation of water and minerals in the plant body with the help of xylem. And what is xylem? Xylem is a vascular tissue that is nothing but the pipe-like vessels that run throughout the entire plant body. Okay, now leaves, obviously by the process of photosynthesis, leaves will make food. Now just think, this food has been made by the leaves, but this food is required by each and every part of the plant body. This food is required by the roots. This food is required by the stem as well. This food is required by the birds. So obviously again there must be a transportation system that will help in the transportation of food. Okay, so in the plant body, for the transportation of food, they are having phloem. Again the phloem is nothing, it is tube-like vessel that runs through the plant body and it helps in the transportation of food. Clear? So in plants, xylem is there for the transportation of water and minerals, and phloem is there for the transportation of food. Clear? Now let us talk about how the water is absorbed by the root hair. Just here, I told you the roots are having root hair and the water will be absorbed. Now here comes the question, how water can travel from one cell to another. Is it fine? Suppose here is one cell, here is another, here is one cell of the root, here is another cell of the root. Then how water transports from one cell to the another cell? Okay, let us discuss this with the help of an activity. So for this we have to take a potato. So take a potato. Then we have to peel it off. Okay, just take out the peel of that potato. Then from the base of that potato, just make it flat. Make the base of the potato flat like this. Clear? Now from the other corner, just start making a cavity. Cavity means a hollow space. From here, with the help of a knife, just make a cavity. The cavity like this. It should not touch the base. Okay? There must be a very thin gap. Now, take a Petri plate. In that Petri plate, we have to take water. Now, inside this is potato. And this is the cavity in the potato that we have made with the help of a knife. Now, in this cavity, just pour sugar solution. Sugar solution means when you are mixing the sugar with water. Just here pour sugar solution. Suppose this much level. Now, at the level here, at the level of the sugar solution, just place an awl pin, so that the sugar level, the level of the sugar solution will be clear to us. Clear? Now just place this potato with cavity and sugar solution in this Petri plate. Clear? We have to place this here. Now just see. This is our potato, suppose. Okay. This is the cavity. Okay, and this potato here, this much solution was present, and here is the all pin. Is it fine? Or you can do vice versa, just make a petri plate here. This petri plate is having water. Clear? Now, just observe this setup after some time. After some time, you will observe that earlier the level of the water of the solution was this. But now the level will change. It will rise. Means now the all pin will be dipped in the water. Earlier the all pin was at the level of the water. But now the all pin will be dipped in the water. Am I clear? So yes, from here we can observe that water has traveled. There is transportation of water from the petri plate via this thin peel. This is the thin peel of potato. Via this, the water has transported. In the similar way, this happens in the body of the plant. Water travels from one cell to the second cell. Okay, by the process of osmosis. This process is known as osmosis. The process of transportation of water from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. From higher concentration of water to lower concentration of water. Clear? So this is osmosis, and from one cell to the other cell, there is transportation of water by this process only in case of plants. Clear? So by osmosis, firstly the roots will absorb the water, then by osmosis the water will travel in the roots, and then there is xylem that helps in the transportation of water throughout the plant body, and there is phloem that helps in the transportation of food throughout the plant body. Am I clear? Now, next topic is transpiration. Again, you have read this topic in your previous classes. What is transpiration? The water that is taken by the plants. From the roots, from the soil, the water is being taken by the plant. Okay. All the water is not being used by the plant. Some amount of water is being evaporated through the surface of the leaves, and that process is known as transpiration. Suppose there is the leaf. So from the surface of the leaves, you know that on the surface of the leaves stomata are present. This we have discussed in chapter number 1. So with the help of those stomata, the water keeps on evaporating in the form of the water vapor. This process of loss of water from the leaves in the form of water vapor is known as transpiration. Okay, now transpiration serves two important functions in case of plant. First, it creates a suction pull, and that suction pull is known as transpirational pull, and that transpirational pull helps in the transportation of water to greater height. Suppose a plant is of this height. So here the water will reach, no doubt. It will travel through a tube. The name of that tube is xylem. But the water is moving in that tube by a suction pull, that is transpirational pull. You might have taken a drink with a straw. With the help of your mouth, you used to create a suction pull, and then that drink used to travel in the straw and come in your mouth. This what happened? This is exactly happening here. The leaves are doing transpiration, and via that there is a suction pull, similar to the suction pull that is created by your mouth when you are drinking through a straw. So by the process of transpiration, leaves are creating a suction pull. Through that suction pull, the water will be transported to greater height. Is it fine? Now, second function of transpiration, it makes the body of the plant cool. Okay, obviously the water is being evaporated, and evaporation causes cooling. So hereby transpiration causes cooling, and transpiration generates a suction pull, that is transpirational pull, and that transpirational pull helps in the transportation of water to greater height. Am I clear with this topic? Thank you.